The transfer window is going absolutely crazy. Hugo Ekitike to Liverpool. Here we go. A package of 90 million euros. And the French striker is on his way to Merseyside. This is absolutely crazy. Yes, people, you know the face, you know the name. Aaron here, back again with another video. Shout out to everyone tuning in, showing love and support. I appreciate you guys rocking with me throughout the whole summer. Club World Cup, now I'm in Stockholm for United's first game. Or that was yesterday. But I appreciate you guys sincerely. I appreciate your time, your effort, everything you do to keep the numbers up on this channel. I appreciate you guys. But anyway, let's get down to business. Hugo Ekitike to Liverpool. By the way, did you know that Ekitike's name backwards is Ekitike? Crazy. But I had to get that one out. I had to get it out. But listen, what a crazy deal, man. What a crazy deal. Now, let's start with the fee. Do I think it's crazy? Absolutely. But this is the way the market is nowadays. Unfortunately, you see people go for ridiculous amounts of money and they haven't necessarily done anything in football. Don't get me wrong, I'm not taking anything away from Ekitike and what he's done in the Bundesliga, because he's been one of the standout players in the Bundesliga. He's been one of the breakout stars and people love him over there. And people know, for those who watch the Bundesliga, you know what potential he has. So I think this is a good move for him. I think Ekitike, as a player, I think he's very good, man. I've been a fan of his since he was at Reims in France. Obviously, not many people watch Ligue 1, and I understand that. But back then, already, people could see the potential. I kind of think the move to PSG, I'm not going to say destroyed, and how do I put it perfectly? His move to PSG wasn't the right one. Let me just say that. I think going to PSG with a star-studded team, it just wasn't the right thing to do. And I don't think he even played that much over there. You know, and then there was that whole story of them being on the plane and, you know, the whole story with him slapping Mbappe's brother and stuff like that. So, yeah, and then subsequently you never saw him again. You know, I'm sure Mbappe went to see, you know, the higher-ups and had a few words and boom, all of a sudden Ekitike is not playing anymore. So I do think the move to PSG wasn't the right one in my opinion. However, I do think the move to Frankfurt was the right one. Good competition, good league, a league that prioritizes young people, that prioritizes people who want to showcase their talent to the world and then make a move away from the club. And this is the second time now that Frankfurt have gotten that amount of money for a striker. Remember, Randal Kolo Muani, he used to play for Frankfurt, and all of a sudden, boom, a package of £90 million, and I think it was more than that, to PSG. That didn't work out for him, but that's a story for another day. So this is the second time that Frankfurt have gotten 90 plus million for a striker. That tells you a lot about the club. And I mean, the club itself must be rubbing their hands right now, because I'm guessing they qualified. Let me not talk trash, yeah? And let me check on my phone. Bundesliga. Here we go. 24-25. There you go. There you go. Frankfurt qualified for Champions League, finishing third in the Bundesliga last season. So they can dip into the market and replace him adequately. Who knows? 2-3 players. You know, but that's for Frankfurt to decide. As for Ekitike fitting into Liverpool, first things first, he's joining the champions. So immediately there's going to be a certain expectation, not just for Liverpool fans, not just at Liverpool, the club, but also, you know, neutral fans in the Premier League. They're going to look at this and go, okay, show us what you got then. This is how much you cost. Instant impact has to happen. It has to happen. There's no excuse. You know, he's going to be expected to hit the ground running. First game, boom, first goal. That's what's going to be expected, because when you cost that much and you're a striker, and I don't know what the numbers are, check again, 1 second. Hugo, this is all live, by the way. I'm not cutting this out because I don't claim to know everything. And when I don't know something, I research it. There you go. So 2 seasons at Eintracht Frankfurt. First season, 16 games, 4 goals. That's 14 games and 4 goals in the Bundesliga. And the second season, 33 games in the Bundesliga, 15 goals. Now, in itself, it's not the biggest. Let me just go to the Bundesliga again. Sorry, guys. Again. Here we go. So, 33 games, 15 goals in the Bundesliga last season. It's not the greatest of records, but it does show you that he can score goals. And if you look at the broader picture, Ekitike is someone who doesn't just score goals, but he facilitates stuff for others around him as well. He's skillful. He can dribble. He knows how to hold people off. He can hold the ball up. He knows how to bring people in, can play a pass sometimes. So that probably tells you that this is his game. And that probably tells you that, he's a different type of striker. And I think for Liverpool, this is what they need. This is what they need. They don't just need someone that's going to be up front and just score goals. Essentially, they need someone, again, in the mode of a Firmino type player that's going to score goals, yes, but bring in the likes of Salah, bring in the likes of Luis Diaz. Do you get where I'm coming from? So even in the Bundesliga top scorers list, Ekitike is in the top 10, but he's only 7th. There's quite a lot of people ahead of him. Emedin, did I say that right? Yeah. Emedin Demirovic is ahead of him. Well, only because... that doesn't make sense. But anyway, Demirovic from Stuttgart is ahead of him. Kleindienst from Mönchengladbach is ahead of him. Jonathan Burkhardt from Mainz is ahead of him with 18. And Ekitike's only got 15 last season. Girassi is ahead of him, 21. Patrick Schick's ahead of him, 21. And of course, Harry Kane number 1 with 26. So as much as he is appreciated in Germany, he wasn't setting the Bundesliga on fire. I'm not going to say that. But he is a good player, and I do think there's potential there. So it is a risk. But like I said, there are going to be expectations. There are going to be expectations. Now, what does that mean for him as a person, as a footballer? I will keep saying it. I'm very skeptical of players moving to different clubs ahead of a World Cup. Do I think Didier Deschamps looking at him? Yes, potentially. Do I think Didier Deschamps could take him? That's a different story. And now, Didier Deschamps probably going to have more of a look at him. And if he doesn't hit the ground running, and if it's not going the way it's supposed to go, especially with the fee, I don't know if Didier Deschamps is going to have a look at him and take him to the World Cup. But like I said, it is a risk. I would have preferred, for the sake of the World Cup, that Ekitike stays at Frankfurt and then moves to a big club. I would have preferred that because, again, World Cup is everybody wants to play a World Cup, especially French players. You know how proud they are of their country. Like, they want to play for their country all the time. Do I think there's competition there for him? I mean, Marcus Thuram, is that really competition for him? I wouldn't say so. So there is potential there. Kolo Muani, is that really competition? So there is a slot there for him if he performs. But moving clubs to a different country, the Premier League, like I said, you're joining the champions, there's going to be added pressure. And there's going to be pressure to deliver, So, I don't know. As for Liverpool, listen, I can't lie. I don't ever want to hear you guys talk about money problems again because the amount of cash that you guys are splashing, the amount of cash that Liverpool are spending is absolutely out of this world. 100 plus for Florian Wirtz, Frimpong, Kirkez. And now you're bringing in Ekitike. Oh my word! Yeah, you guys need to. You guys need to do a back-to-back now. You guys need to do a back-to-back now. Newcastle are probably looking at this and going, "Well, we dodged a bullet there because they were quoted 80 million euros, and they made a bid of 80 million euros, and it got rejected. So the fact that Liverpool have gone in and made a package or offered a package of 90 million and it's been accepted. Oi, listen. Newcastle are probably looking at this and going, we dodged a bullet there, Dodged a bullet there because the talk was of Isak and Ekitike playing together. But, Newcastle are probably looking at this and going, well, we're good with Isak. We'll be fine. And to be fair, they will be fine. Like I said in my other video, he's got 3 years left on his deal. There was no way Liverpool were going to get Isak away from Newcastle. That would have been ludicrous. They would have had to offer insane amounts of money, which they do have, by the way. They do have. And again, Jurgen Klopp must be looking at this and going, so you lot spend all of this money when I'm not there. Oh, you motherfucker. Okay, all right. For those who know the movie, if you know, you know. Training Day, Denzel Washington. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section below. I think this is a good move. It's a risk. It's a high fee, lots of money. Overpaid? Slightly, I would say so. But like I said, this is just the way the market is nowadays. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. I'm finally going to leave Stockholm, making my way to the airport after this. And it's back to the UK and back to the regular schedule from tomorrow, Monday. So big up everyone. Shout out to everyone here in Stockholm that I met. Big up the Somali community in Sweden, man. You lot are absolutely dope, crazy. I met so many of you guys yesterday at the stadium. So many of you lot came to say hi to me and we had a chat, talked about football and stuff. Big up to the Somali community in Sweden, man. Big love for you, man. I'm definitely coming back, definitely to hang out with you lot and just, you know, explore the city, because I didn't really get to explore the city like that. But yeah, big up everyone. It's road to 20K, closing in on 17. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'm out, people. Peace.